Hey, good morning, everybody down here. Okay, I'm gonna play game two of the American Football Association. So I watched John's video, and we definitely got confused when we were passing along the ideas. So originally, the teams that John's playing with is what I was gonna go with. The Michigan Rush, um, the Georgia Sparks, all that. Then I mentioned that I wanted to use my NAFA teams because he was using his Texas teams from his Texas league, and I was like, I think people would relate better because they've already heard those teams. I think John thought I meant I'm going to run my own league using mine. I think that's where the confusion came in. So, that first game I played, it's going to be like a scrimmage test, whatever. I went back and changed my team names back to the original. Okay. So the teams that I'm playing with are the Georgia Sparks, the Alabama Riptide, the Michigan Rush, the Indiana Meteors, the Wyoming Mustangs, and the Utah Hurricanes. So up on the screen I have the schedule for week one. So John played the Georgia Sparks at the Hiram Clark Athletes, and I am about to play the oh, hold on, I gotta see the name of the teams here. The Anderson Road Rushing Bulls versus the Michigan Rush. Okay, so that's game I'm gonna play. So this is the week schedule you see on the screen. The next game that John plays um, should be the Utah Hurricanes at the Conrail Road Arrowhawks, and vice versa. So the bottom teams are the home teams. So he plays all his home teams. I'm gonna play all my home teams, right? And that way, that's how we'll do the season. Okay, so we're locked in on that. So that's how we're playing this. So we're just playing one league. I don't have my league. He don't have his league. We're playing as a co-op here. So I'm going to use the original teams. I'm going back to that, so it's less confusion. And the only other thing is I changed the way I'm doing the stats from the first video. Um, so the roster I have set up that I'm using for stats purposes are just a quarterback, running back, fullback, two wide receivers, a tight end, place kicker. I have a punter on here, return man. As far as defense, I'm just going defensive lineman, linebacker, and a cornerback. So I'm not breaking them down into safeties, one or two cornerback. It's just going to be one person. So, John, when I get your pictures of your teams, what I'm going to do is just designate one player for all the cornerbacks, I'll pick one player. Um, and I believe you have one linebacker. I think your card's based on the format, the defensive format. But I'm just going to put one person for cover each position. Down the defensive line, we're going to have one person. That way, it's just less people. So that's how I'm going to run the stats for the players. Or I'm sure say that's how we're going to do I should say that's how I'm doing the roster. Now, as far as player stats go, okay, I already put the stats in for the first game. The stats that we're going to be recording, okay, are going to be the passing TDs, the receiving TDs, the rushing TDs, punt return, kick return TDs, field goals made and field goals missed, extra points made, extra points missed, uh, fumbles, obviously who committed the fumble, fumble recovery. I can do that. It's no big deal. I can roll for that. But on my end, I'm going to record who recovered the fumble, and that's all because that's going to be based on defensive player of the year. They get points for that. Interceptions thrown. Obviously, that's going to be the quarterback, and who caught the interception. Okay, I'm going to roll for that, and then we have our sacks. Okay, so all these stats go together to help depict who's going to be the offensive player of the year, the defensive player of the year, and the MVP. Okay. So as of right now, your offensive player of the year after game one is going to be Jay Smith from the Georgia Spark, quarterback. He's also leading for MVP. And your defensive player of the year right now is tied. You have Moses, the return man from the Hiram Clark Athletes, and Smith, the linebacker from the Hiram Clark Athletes. Okay, so they're both tied with 6 points for defensive. And then, of course, your kicking stats here. Um, so yeah, that's how I'm gonna do that. So let's get on with the game. Oh, and so I modified my player finder. Okay, so passing TD, since John's using a six-sided dice to do his, I did the same. Passing TD, a 1 is gonna be for the running back, a 2 is gonna be for the fullback, a 3 is going to be for the tight end. Now, I did include the tight end because even though they don't get a lot of them, they are a factor in touchdowns. So I did include him. And since they are on our roster, I want to include him. But I only gave him a 3, so he has a 1 out of 6 chance of getting it. Wide receivers are going to be 4, 5, and 6. Now, since I have 2 wide receivers, um, I'll figure out how I want to do that. It'll probably be Uh, let's see, 4, 5, and 6. What I'll do is, since your wide receiver 1 is usually your main target, he'll get the even, so he gets 2 out of the 3. Wide receiver 2 will get 1. That'll be the odd number. Okay. Your interceptions. Your linebacker is going to be dice roll 1 and 2. Your defensive back is going to be 3 through 6. Since obviously most passes are going to be deep. Or to the receivers, I should say. Your running TDs. Running back will be 1 through 4. Fullback is 5. Your quarterback is 6. I did in quarterback. I did include the quarterback because again, they do score some runs, not as much, but they do score. So they're going to get an opportunity to score there. And again, all this ties in with the MVP, offensive player of the game or of the year type deal. Fumble recoveries. Fumble recoveries. Now this is going to be a little more, involved here. Um, so for fumble recovery, so when we roll fumbles, I'm going to, okay, I got it right here. Okay. So when a fumble happens, I'm going to roll a six-sided dice. If it's a 1, it's a quarterback. If it's a 2, it's going to be a running back. A 3, it'll be a fullback. The 4, a tight end. 5 is wide receiver 1. 6 is wide receiver 2. Based on that, okay, if it's a running back or fullback, I'm going to roll the dice again to find out what player recovered it. So for a fumble run, it's going to be a defensive lineman is going to get a 1 through 3, linebacker is 4 through 5, the defensive back is only going to get a 6. If it's a pass, linebacker will get the roll 1 and 2, defensive back will be 3 through 6 to recover that fumble. And also, let me make a note here for the offensive line. Offensive line and blitz on the number 10. Okay, I'm going to keep that the same. If it is a successful sack, then I will roll the six-sided dice. If it's a 2, 3, or 4 comes up, that is going to be a fumble by the quarterback. So let me put that there, sack. Okay. I know this is, it's going to make the game drag on a little bit longer, but it adds more, to the stats. It adds more to the narrative. Um, it adds to the box score. If you want to do a pass game highlight, you can, talk about such and such, fumbled, such as recovered it, what have you. Okay, so that's going to be that, guys. Um, that is going to be that. And let's see. I think that's all I need to cover. So yeah, John, if there's any questions or anything, you can shoot me an email. I think I gave you my number. You can give me a call or text. That's fine. But that's yeah. I try to align it with how you're doing it, John. As far as this, using a six-sided dice to get this, find out the player finders and stuff and the stats. I noticed that on your card you do have like almost every position listed, but I think that was for your pen and paper football. But just to make it short, I just did that with like I said, the defensive lineman, the linebackers, defensive back. Just one person's going to cover that field. And offense, I did say I had a quarterback, running back, fullback, wide receiver one, wide receiver two, a tight end, and the kicker. Now on my cards, I know I got on there a punter, but I didn't include punter in here because there's really no stats for the punter, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. We didn't include him in any fumbles or anything, so I'm not going to worry about him. So I think that's it. Anything else I got to cover here? No, I think that is it. Where did my there it is. All right. Oh, okay. That's the stats. That's the stats. All right. I don't know where it went. Let's see here. Yeah. So Michigan is home. Okay. Michigan is home. Michigan Rushing Bulls. Okay. So they come in at when they pair up. Um, I'm gonna have to learn these names, these street names here. The Anderson. Okay. The Anderson Road Rushing Bulls. Game grade comes in at a C. The Michigan Rush comes in at an A. So we can see over here that is correct. C and A. Okay. The only other thing I did was I did change the amount of possessions that I had previously to match what John's doing. So each team will get two per quarter. So they have a total of 8. Okay. And the way I have it structured is um, the visiting team will get the ball first. The second half, the home team gets the ball first. Yeah, let's see. Okay, just to save time, I think I'm gonna roll the dice myself this time. Because I don't have it set up, so we're not gonna do that. It's gonna take more time. So let's get the ball rolling, shall we? I've got my charts over here. I might be able to slide them over. Yeah, I can put them up there. There, chart there. And field goals are 4 through 10. 1, 2, 3 are misses. An extra point, a miss is a 1. So, all right, let's get it going here. So the first Anderson Road Rushing Bulls coming out. Here we go. They get a 6, and they are a C. So 6C is going to be the field goal attempt. Field goal attempt. Now, my 6-sided dice here. Wait, no, it's a 6. Hold on. No, it's a 10-sided dice. So 10-sided, they need a 4 through 10. And that's a 5. They got it. So field goal, good. And I use 2 dice to give some. I mean, I think we did that before. I forgot how John did that. I think he used 2 6-sided dice. So we'll say 32. He'll go good. 32 yards. And they're on the board, 3-0. Here comes the Michigan Rush. They got a 9. 9 on A is a TD. Okay. So what kind of TD is that? That is a 4. That's going to be a TD run. Now, so we're going to, it's TD run. Let's find out who that was by. And 1 6-sided dice here. That's going to be a 4. That's going to be the running back. TD run by running back. Now for the extra point. Can't be a 1. It's a 6, so it's good. All right, 7-3. Here comes Anderson Rushing Bulls. They got a 9. 9 on a C. It's going to be a touchdown for them. They got a touchdown, and what kind of touchdown was that? 5. 5 is going to be a TD pass. Who was that pass to? It's a 5. TD pass to the receiver. I'm going to just use the way I did, so it's going to be a receiver 2. In case I think you have 2 receivers there, John. So we're going to say TD pass to wide receiver 2. Now for the extra point, it's a 1. He missed it. So that's going to be 6 points. John's like, yeah, right, man. He didn't miss it. I swear to God, he missed it. Okay, let's go here. Michigan Rush. They've got a 3. 3 on an A is going to be a punt. So I'm going to punt the ball away. Okay. Anderson Road Rushing Bulls. Here they come. 7. 7 on a C. It is a field goal attempt. Okay. You need a 4 or higher. And it's a 2. John, I swear to God, I'm not cheating you, brother. It's a 2. So he missed. Field goal missed. And that was 42. So 42 yards out. So 0, 0. Okay. Now, Michigan Rush. They get a 4. 4 on the A is going to be a field goal attempt themselves. That's going to be a 7. It's good. How far out? That's going to be 61, it says. I guess in today's world, time frame, that is acceptable. So we're going to go with that. 3. Okay, here comes Anderson. Anderson's got a 9. That's going to be a touchdown. TD. Let's find out what kind. 7. TD pass. Who was that? 2. 4. TD pass. That's going to be the receiver again. Yep. And that's going to be 1. TD pass to wide receiver 1. All right, now it's 16-10. Anderson Road. Here comes Michigan. They got 1. Uh-oh. 1 is going to be a turnover, folks. 1 is a turnover. Now, let's find out what kind of turnover that was. A 3. That is going to be an interception. Interception to who? 2. That is going to be to the linebacker. So, interception to linebacker. All right, there we go. All right, now second half is on the board. We're ready to go. It is now 16-10. Anderson Road Rushing Bulls are winning. Here comes Michigan. They get a 2. 2A is going to be a punt. What can Anderson do? Can they capitalize on it? They get a 1. There's going to be a turnover. Let's find out what their turnover is. A 9. Turnover 9 is going to be, it is a interception return for TD. Michigan got a break there. So we have a interception return for TD. Who scored that TD? That's going to be 5. That's going to be the defensive back. So interception return by DB for a touchdown. Okay, so since Michigan got the touchdown, I'm gonna put. Oh wait, we gotta throw a. Make sure they got a 3, so their extra point is good. Wait, no, that was a 6-sided dice. I need a 10-sided. That is a 3 again, so their extra point is good. So I'm gonna put the 7 right here, and we're gonna highlight this red. So, oh, all right, hold on, folks. We have an error. Let me fix this. I think this happened in my last video. And what it was is I fixed it on the copy sheet. I didn't fix it on the original. So give me a second here. Apologize for this, guys. Second quarter. Nope, wrong one. Do that again. Sum. It's going to be this and that. And then Michigan will be. There we go. Okay. That should be set now. So we're looking at 17-16. Michigan's up off that interception return for a TD. All right. Michigan gets the ball again. 2. It's going to be a punt. Here comes Anderson Road. It's a close game, folks. 1. Another turnover. And that turnover is a 5. So that turnover is going to be an interception. Interception. Who caught the interception? A 1. So that interception is going to be linebacker. So interception by linebacker. Okay, here comes Michigan again. They get a 5. 5 on an A. It's going to be a field goal attempt. There we go. They need a 4 or higher. That's a 2. They missed it. So missed field goal. And that was going to be a 54-yarder. All right, Anderson's still in there. Michigan's just opening the door for him. They're not shutting it. That's 6. 6 on a C chart is going to be a field goal attempt. This will give him the lead. And it's a 3. so they miss it. All right, damn. I swear, John, I'm not cooking the books over here, buddy. Missed. All right, we're gonna say a 60. It's a 6 and a 1, a 1 and 6. I'm gonna say it's a 61 yarder. Missed 61. Yeah. All right. Man, this is a close one here, folks. Here comes Michigan. What are they going to do? They get a 9. That's going to be a TD. And what kind of TD was that? Oh, 5. 5 is going to be a TD pass to who? 5. TD pass to wide receiver 2 this time. TD pass to WR2. Extra point. Is it going to be good? Yes, 4. So 7 points there. Okay, let's see. Can they get close and make it a close game here? 4. 4 on the C chart is going to be a punt. That is going to be the game, folks. All right. So Michigan's going to win this 24-16. Let me see here. Log game score. Week 1. Four, 16. Okay, let's see the standings here. Michigan 1-0, 0-1. Okay. So there we have it, folks. So far, the Pacific Conference standings, Michigan and Georgia are tied. And the Central Conference standings, we have no wins yet. So, John, you need to come through on your next video there, buddy. Okay? You need to give your division a win. Let's find out who that's going to be. So, John's next video should, well, I shouldn't say next video, next American Football Association video should have the Utah Hurricanes at the Conrail Road Arrowhawks. And that should be a good game because they're not too far off. Utah's going to come in at a C. Conrail's going to come in at F. Now, this game down here is really going to be a snooze fest right there, FF. I guess you can say a good game or a snooze fest, right? Because there's not going to be a lot of offense scoring. So when there is, it's going to be like rare. All right, folks, that's going to be it. I'll sit here and put in the stats for the second game of week 1, and that is going to do it. I think this is smoother. It's quicker. But John, let me know when you watch this video what you think. If there's anything you want me to change, any suggestions, or if it's good the way it is, reach out to me. Let me know so we can get this, nailed down tight. All right, y'all. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.